Welcome to this Blocky for Veeam video walkthrough. We're going to take a look at the key features and show Blocky in action with a short demo. Blocky follows a standard Windows application installation, but to launch the GUI, Blocky must be run as an administrator. When Blocky is launched for the first time, we are prompted to set a password for the application. This password is required every time you run the GUI, but also if you want to uninstall Blocky through the Windows control panel. As default, we're presented with four main display panels. To the left, we have the file system view, which shows the available storage volumes on the server. The main central panel shows the list of trusted applications, and below this we have the request table. This is where the administrator can grant or deny permissions for any applications that attempt to modify our protected volumes. At the bottom, we have a monitoring panel which gives us four viewing tabs. The first tab shows the current status of the Blocky application and whether automatic whitelisting is turned on or off. Next, we have a login area which will show all access attempts to our controlled volumes. And the third tab presents us with our license information, which in this case is empty as we're running Blocky within the free trial period. And then lastly, we have a notification tab which can display system events, and these can be set up in the notification configuration menu. To start using Blocky, we must first select a volume to protect from the file system view. Blocky can protect an entire volume or any first level folder within a volume. In our case, we want to protect the E drive. So with a right mouse click, we can switch on access control for the E volume. In our monitoring panel, we are told that the file system mini filter is now attached to all access controlled volumes. Now E drive moves from the list of standard volumes and now appears in the list of access controlled volumes. Blocky is now protecting the E drive and will stop any attempt to write to that volume, as we've not whitelisted any applications at this stage. The best way to demonstrate the access control and the options available to the administrator is if we go to the E drive now and attempt to write to that volume. We will attempt to create a simple text file using the Windows Notepad. We will see straight away that Blocky has notified us that an access attempt has been denied. Now if we return to the Blocky GUI, the application making this access attempt will be listed in the request table. The administrator now has 1 minute to set the access rights for this application, otherwise it will be automatically denied. We have four choices available. If we choose to grant access, Blocky will allow the application permission to create just this one particular file. We can deny access, which will block this attempt. Or choosing authorized PID will allow only this particular running instance of the application to create files on the protected volume. Our final option is to whitelist program, which will give this application unrestricted access to the protected volume going forward. It is important to note that these options are only available while the Blocky GUI is up and running. Once the Blocky interface is closed, then only applications that have been previously whitelisted are allowed to modify our protected volumes. Now let's go back to our E drive and try to delete the Notepad text file with the Windows Explorer. Again, we are alerted of an unauthorized access attempt. And if we return to Blocky, this time we see that the Windows Explorer executable is listed in the request table. If we authorize the process ID, then the deletion can go ahead. And if we go back to the E volume, we can see the file has now been deleted. So we now have one application in our trusted application list. We can choose to delete this application at any time. It's also important to note that Blocky uses several algorithms to capture the identity of each application based on the system resources that it uses. If we modify or update our trusted applications in any way, we must also then update their application fingerprint within the Blocky interface. There are two other ways to add applications to the trusted list. We can manually add them by browsing to the particular application executable file, and if successful, Blocky will add them into our list. Or we can turn on automatic whitelisting. And as the name suggests, automatic whitelisting moves any application that makes modifications in our controlled volume into the trusted application list. So it should be used with caution, as it will not protect against viruses, ransomware, or human error. Automatic whitelisting can be set to run for a predetermined length of time, but it only operates while the Blocky GUI is active. If the GUI is closed, then the automatic whitelisting background process will be terminated as well. After the timer has ended, automatic whitelisting will turn off, and the administrator should check the trusted applications list and remove any unwanted applications. As we now have enabled automatic whitelisting, let us delete Notepad from the trusted applications list and start a Veeam backup job and see the Veeam processes coming through and being automatically added to our application list. This example is using the Veeam agent for Microsoft Windows. With a full implementation of Veeam backup and replication, you would see a slightly different set of processes, which would still include the Veeam agent, plus the deployment service, the backup manager, and the catalog data service. Let me pull up a quick snapshot now of how this would look. There are many aspects of Blocky that are configurable. The information panels themselves can be enabled, disabled and configured. But more importantly, Blocky comes with a wide range of notifications which can be configured to alert the administrator. This can be via email, within the notifications tab area, or in the application event log. Early detection of suspicious behaviour from malware codes and viruses is very important in the prevention and containment of a cyber attack. A configuration file can be saved or loaded at any time, containing SMTP settings, notification options, and the trusted application list. The final aspect of Blocky we will look at is licensing. Blocky comes with a 60-day free trial without any capacity limits or limits on the number of volumes that can be protected. Every volume receives this trial license when access control is switched on for the first time. If you want to keep Blocky beyond the trial period, you will need to register the volume while the trial license is still valid. Licensing is always volume-based, which means that a license must be ordered for each volume that you wish to protect with Blocky. You can check the status of your licenses at any time within the monitoring panel. Licensing is time-bound and based on the provision volume capacity, not the space used on that volume. Blocky will send notifications when a volume is reaching capacity limits or if a license is close to expiry, allowing plenty of time for a renewal. If a volume license does expire, Blocky will protect that volume against any modifications until the administrator releases the access control or applies a license update. I hope this walkthrough has shown that Blocky is very easy to use, but an effective security solution for protecting data volumes. Backups are an essential insurance policy against ransomware attacks, so it is vital that backup data volumes cannot be encrypted or deleted. Full details of the features shown here can be found in the Blocky Administration Guide, and for any other questions or support, the team at Growl Data are always on hand. Many thanks for listening.